Hello, this is Uncle Jim, and we are going to test and shoot this for the first time. This is an H&R Pardner 27.5-inch 12 gauge impulse buy. I bought it because it was in really good shape, so we're going to test that out today. So I got the dust bunnies out of it and put some grease on the pivot points. It's tighter than hell. It doesn't move at all. Smooth. Okay, and so we have a sized, non-primed hole. Check the ejection. Right in the face. Oh, look at that. Anyway, let's go inside and see what we're gonna load for it, and then we'll check for pattern, okay? There you go. Foof. All right, so you guessed it. Today we're gonna try hobos. Two different ways, two different type holes. All right, so we're gonna use the cheap Federal and the cheap Winchester. These are gonna be roll crimp with an over crimp card. These are gonna be crimped. So what we're going to use for buck today is this I got at the thrift store is scrap lead, and in there was some bullets and this shot, so I saved them instead of melted them down, and I'm glad I did because I've realized that I like the 311 diameter, or you call it 31. Let's do a close-up. They're not perfectly round. I powder coated them with some leftover crap I had. And they pattern really nice in all my smooth bore self-defense type shotguns. So it's the cheapest buck you can do. Focus. So I'm going to buy this in an 8 cavity mold, or 18 cavity mold. I already have the 18 cavity in number 4 buck. So we're going to shoot that also. These haven't been tumbled. They're not perfectly round for perfect patterns. We're just down and dirty. We're going to see how these pattern in the H&R. So we have straight wall hole. We have tapered. The straight wall here, I'm going to put an overcard on there. However, my homemade punch is the wrong size for that. These are more for spacing. So I just traced and cut out some with scissors going off a tapered wad. So they're going to be ugly, and they're going to be lightly crimped, because in the Federal, it's all you can do to stuff that in there, okay? You have no room. In the Winchester, we're just going to crimp them on my mech reloader. And the crimps might be a little ugly because I was impatient decrimping them and pouring out the shot. All right. But that's okay. We're using a single shot. It doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about extras in the mag tube. Okay, so I did order a cutter. It cuts perfectly round, 12 gauge and 20. You can get one for 20. And they're $10.99 shipped, okay? And you get the 3/4 inch circle cutter, and you just go by and boom, boom, boom. You know, you've seen them out there, and you know, just cereal boxes, whatever. You just you can make tons of them in minutes. The 20 gauge is $8.99, and that size is 5/8. So if you have 12 gauge, want an overcard that's perfect size. Get the 3/4 inch, and then if you have 20 gauge, you get the 5/8. I'll be doing both, but I don't have a roll crimper for the 20 gauge yet, so I just use the regular on my machines. Okay, so I'm not using slugs today because the mod choke isn't ideal for slugs. Accuracy wise, mod choke is not going to be your friend with a Lee 7/8 slug. It's just not. You have to go up one in diameter. So and then they shoot good. Or smooth bore. That's how I do it. So that's why I'm not shooting slugs today. Now I have a couple ideas to make the slugs work, but that's another video down the road. All right, I guess that's it. So there's 9 of these, we call them 0 bucks, and they fit perfectly staggered in 3s. Okay. And then it's all you can do to get that top, and these were trimmed at the very top. I couldn't reuse the caps like I showed in a previous video, the easiest way to do that, because they have that crimp in the way and there's no room. So we're using the cards. In these holes, the tapered holes here, we got more room. So in the 4 buck, I got 20 in here. In the 4 buck in here, I can get 22. Okay. And you can see that one has a flat spot, so it's not the perfect match patterns we're going after today, just down and dirty. So these have plenty of room. So we'll crimp these, see what they look like. The crimp might not look that great because I was in a hurry. It was snowed last night and I'm rambling. So let's put this one on. We'll use the slug muffin, and like I said, it's all you can do to get that on there. All right. So we're using the antique roll crimper my son got me on the APP mount with the adapter plate, the slug muffin plate. And so we're just going to do a light crimp on this. See how we're doing here with a crappy cut card. All right, it's a little funky, but it'll work. And since it's a single shot, all we got to do is hold it in there until we pull the trigger. So yeah, it's a little funky, but that's my cutting. My son found these at a rummage sale really cheap. As a matter of fact, he got 3. One is for parts. Another one, I'm going to cut the handle off and use this in a drill for mass production. So I have an extra head. That's how you do it on the cheap. If you find these really cheap, they work. Okay, so we loaded 5 rounds for Pat. And then I'm going to shoot 1 of each stock bird shot, okay? So everything is tight and there's no rattling. The crimps, you know, don't look that great, but hey, I was in a hurry decrimping them, and it's soft plastic anyway. If you look at the factory versus a harder plastic, you can tell, you know, this crimps better. All right, so in this case it won't matter. Now another thing is, when you go to the bigger buck and you're using a choke, it can make the pattern sporadic. Sometimes the choke messes with the patterns when it comes to buck versus smooth bore. As a matter of fact, I have a Winchester single shot that's just like the H&R in 20 gauge, and I noticed that happens. I forget what choke's on that one, but I got sporadic when I used these bucks here a little bit. Hopefully we have a good pattern. If not, I'm chopping the barrel down a little bit, get rid of that choke. I know that's sacrilege, but I've done it before, and I love smooth bore. So I don't know if it patterns really good with the bird. You know, I'll test some different size bird shot, and if it, you know, if it screams "don't touch me, don't cut me," then I won't cut or butcher. All right, let's see what happens out there. Okay, we're going to start with the bird shot 7.5 universal Winchester. No idea where this is going to hit at 15 yards or around that. Okay, let's look at that. Oof. that kicked me. Didn't eject. Oh, gosh darn it. Winchester. Okay, this is a 17 by 25 inch target. There's our pattern. All right. Okay, so the federal rim swaged around the chamber and it was hard to pick out, so let's do the federal bird shot. See if this ejects. Otherwise, we got some cleaning and maintenance to do. Try and aim at the same spot. Man, that has a wallop compared to, oh, that extracted easy. All right. Okay, that's with the federal, same spot basically, same pattern. All right. Okay, so now for the 9 buck, 0 buck in the federal. It's really cold out. We'll see how this does. Checking for critters. They should be gone by now, but I checked for critters before I did this. Ooh, that looks good. Extracted perfectly. Well, kind of good. There you go. Sorry, I got a shotgun in my hand and a camera in the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now for the Winchester with 9 0 buck. See if it sticks. Sometimes the shells on those are so cheesy. All right. Those went higher. All right, ejected perfectly. Okay, some went higher. There's a nice tight group there, right there. All right. I was gonna save one for the swinger, but at this pattern, what's the point? Okay, so the federal with 20 number 4 buck. We'll see what this does. Make sure there's nothing behind there. All right. It's ejecting perfectly. Okay, you might want to freeze frame that, but they're all on there. A couple hit the bullseye. I should do new paper, but I'm too lazy and cold. Okay, the Winchester with 22 number 4 buck. Now, I hurt my shoulder. It was really bad for 2 weeks, and I just recovered my right shoulder. I just recovered from it. I thought I had frozen shoulder again. That was the left side. That lasted 3 years. And I'm so happy that it recovered. And so what am I doing? Shooting a single shot 12 gauge with nothing on the end. I do have a pad that goes over this, but also we're on reverse camera, so I can make sure I'm in the shot. Okay. Still might go after the swinger anyway. Okay, they're all staying in that paper. Oh, there we go again. Right here, these cheap metal, thin metal holes. And there's nothing to grab onto with this, you know, dig it out. I'm not going to stick a knife under there, so I'll go ram that out. Maybe we'll shoot at the swinger. Okay, so there you go. You could freeze frame that maybe. Everything stayed on the paper, which is good. filler would have helped. I don't know if the mod choke is screwing with the buck. I get a lot tighter group with my Mossberg open bores, but I don't know. There is some carnage there. Okay, here's the target with some backlighting, and this is a foot. Okay, so we're basically staying in a 12 by 12 inch area. Now the holes only seem to do it on the single shots. I had a 20 gauge it happened to, and this one. Maybe I cleaned the ejector. And I'm sorry for the foggy camera work. When I'm on reverse camera, my screen protector is foggy. But hey, I did the best I could. So here we go. We got a lot of pellets in here. The 0 buck or 311s. Even the bird shot stayed in here. I have a couple low, but I probably aimed low, you know. So, all right. Okay, all the primers look good. The stuck holes are just barely stuck. I could probably just tap on the butt stock, because when I put a cleaning rod down there, you barely touch it and it just ejects. So it's just these cheesy suckers. Okay, we're doing the 9 buck in the Winchester. I wish it was a federal hole right now, but we're going in after this. So we'll go with the swinger. I choked up on here as close as I can get. And for a pat, I'm out here. It's drizzling, it's freezing, so much for Safe Queen remarks from now on, all right? And we shot more than 5, so there's that. All right, let's end the video. Just spraying the hell out of the trees out there, probably. All right, swinger. Swinger is white. I gotta paint it black. Looks like I went above them or something. I don't know. Okay, eject. Yes. So these are hit and miss in some guns, and I think it happened 20 gauge to me before. So definitely the federal, if you're making any buck loads, you want to count on. But I think if I bumped on the stock, it would have came out. Don't really want to dig a knife in there, but anyway, I hope you found this interesting. Until next time, thanks for watching.